There has been a lot of talk, headlines, media coverage, YouTube channels, plethora of programs done, spoken about, debated, and I don't know how many times you could potentially actually regurgitate a subject, but we're going to do it yet again because there is a purpose and a reason for all of the discussion. There is a goal, there is a purpose, and there is an end game to all of this. Now, what may be surprising to many of you is that it's not so much about disclosure. I'm going to show you how they have been telling us all along. We just didn't listen, didn't care, or it just didn't register. It very well may turn out that what we keep reading about of these others is that they are us, both the past and the future. One thing I believe you're going to see, and I think it's important that you go and watch this all the way to the end, and you're going to see how I'm going to validate my next statement. Mankind must ask permission to leave Earth. Now, we do this in a form of communication that is older than the written language of an alphabet, and that is through symbolism. You could actually say symbology. So we do this and we pay our respect in the following manner. We will use the chevron, the dragon, the gods, and numbers. All four of these permeate every logo and signia patch that you're about to see. And I do believe by the end of this program, you will come to the same conclusion I have. Let's proceed. So take a look, a close look. Look at this. These are not done haphazardly. They're well thought out. And quite frankly, I'm trying to figure out, where do they go? I mean, is there a special, I don't know, university, school, agency that has nothing but empaths, magicians, seers, diviners? It becomes very clear that something is going on, because what you see right now in front of you is repeated in virtually every insignia we're about to see. We're going to see the chevron. We're going to see the dragon. We're going to see numerology. And we're going to see the gods. It's very clear, very evident that there is something about the dragon. It's everywhere. The Black Knight, the Phoenix. These are all symbols that are replete in virtually everything that has to do with space. Now, this translates, all your bases are servants to us. Think about this, folks. Again, look at the dragon. The dragon is the world. Look at the stars. We have 5 separated by 1. Go and check your constellations out. They tell us already by this one right here, the cat's out of the bag. What do we see again? The chevron, the world. In this case, we again see that the world seems to be in the bullseye, the earth. How you look at this is, I guess, obviously going to be subjective to your perception of how you see reality. Now, I find it most interesting that we're talking in many cases here about rocket engines, right? This is the Atlas V. But you cannot escape the symbolism. Look at this. Now, this one is even more strange. When I looked at this, I went and I wanted to translate what nos nolunas nos ibigi uno is. Well, what it is that it says, we disagree with, separate, die. The all-seeing eye, the sun, the stars, the earth. How about this one? I mean, if you don't think that there is, again, heavy occultism, paganism involved in this, I mean, you just have to be virtually making a purposeful decision not to see. This one is very interesting. So it appears that we have a representation of a phoenix, I guess. You could say an angel, a dart. I mean, the trident in one hand and a wrench in the other, and Betty. Well, what it means is the first heavy from the sunset. And this actually is the first heavy rocket that was launched from the West Coast. But again, you look at the wording at the top, it's everywhere. Now, this is one that has been seen, but most often never really understood. Most people don't speak Latin. Let them hate so long as they fear. I don't know how many of you listening to my voice would say, is the world in a condition of hate? Well, would appear. And fear? Well, it seems like both of them are increasing. Is this by coincidence or by design? God will judge our enemies. We'll arrange the meeting. Again, the chevron, the stars, strategically placed. This one is victory through intelligence. Notice the shield. Yeah, it has the Medusa on there. This is real deep, folks. The Black Knight. Again, with the crescent of the phoenix. Going all the way back. I mean, you can go back as far as there is a space program. Look at this one. I like this one. This is a SpaceX, right? I always find it interesting. Why are the jets doing the chemtrailing? I don't know. Look at this one. I find it also very interesting in so many of these patches and these logos is the Earth, how they depict the Earth. It looks to me to be almost a synaptic neural pathway. Just my interpretation. Now, you look at this one, and it's just got symbology written all over it. Now, obviously, there is a purpose for the 5 stars. You know, when you look at the delta down at the bottom, right? 5. The 3 and the 7 at the top, with what appears to me to be a portal opening from a pyramid. By the way, do you know that there is actually a commercial resupply servicing? Yeah. Some of the symbolism is very easy. I mean, this is the Polaris rocket engine. But you can't help but not look at this. Look at this, Canis Minor, Taurus. Yeah. How about this one? The Asteroid Sample Return Mission. So we have a dinosaur grabbing the asteroid. Oh, I'm telling you. How about this one? The rocket engine they dubbed 66, Get Your Kicks. Now, many of you who probably weren't born as a baby boomer probably don't remember this, but there was a song and a route. I recently did a whole program on Triangulum. Appears that we have rockets, either named or missions for such. I think we have a mission that we have sent a probe to Triangulum. But that'll be for another story. I love this one. We're on a mission from God. The Elwood, a final review, the Titan 4A rocket engine. How about this one? The Drake. We will prevail. Look at this. This is the Griffin. Look at this. And if you'll go and look at the constellations, yeah. Interesting, right? So we have basically the all-seeing eye. And then we have the pyramid. Yeah. They apparently have a good sense of humor too. This is a division that actually makes the spacesuits, Pressurized Carrier Group. Yeah. Now, this one is just flat out freaky. I mean, if this doesn't have Freemasonry, the Illuminati, I mean, occultism, yeah. How about this one, the Grail, Gravity Recovery and Interior Laboratory. Now, what I find so interesting about this one, look at what is the largest object in the center. Yeah, the moon. Then we've got the international, well, I don't know what that, I was going to say the space station. No, that looks to me to be two satellites, obviously communicating, right? And then we have the Earth at the top. This means, translates most superior, supreme. Again, the all-seeing eye. And as you go through this, look at this one. I mean, let this psychically hit you. Let this imagery begin to tell you what's going on here. I find this one disturbing. I mean, there's Horus on the left, right? Then look at who's got the Earth. What is that? Now, you can interpret this again any way you want to. But when I begin to see symbolism like this, I say it's trying to tell us something. The dragon and the white knight, the chevron. I don't know who has us, but it clearly, there, you get the impression that this earth is not, how should we say, a free sentient being. Look at this. Again, notice how they depict the earth. I mean, does that look like a brain to you? And of course, we have what appears to be a Norse god. Yeah. This one I found particularly odd. So this was obviously the mission to Saturn, right? The ultimate answer. But what I find interesting on this one is not only the 4 and the 2, but look at Saturn. Why the hand? It's just when you concentrate on these, you can begin to see there's something else going on here. Here's the infrared space systems, right? Look at this one. Yep. You can see this one as well. Many of these, if you begin to really look into them, and those of you that are into numerology, I mean, you should have a long fun on this. Now, again, here we have 6 stars. Check out the attack craft. Kind of a mixture of, I think, Klingon and Star Wars. This one just gives you the real warm and fuzzies, right? What are they launching up on this one? How about that? Enhancing communication capabilities for the war fighter. We got a rocket, a Delta IV on this one, right? Enhancing communication capabilities for the war fighter. Well, guess we just throw the old peace thing right out, don't we? Rosie the Riveter. She made it to space. So you can actually have now supply services. I found this one to be most interesting. Iridium, next. Again, the symbology. There's the dragon. Boy, if this one doesn't give you a psychic impression, it does me. Draco all over the place. But the dragon plays a predominant top role in all space. Anything dealing with space, it's the dragon. In God we trust, all others we monitor. The U-2 Dragon Lady, right? This is the Orca missile system. How about this one? The Xenomorphology Research Laboratory, Groom Lake. Again, symbolism. Now, I don't know what this one really is. I tried to find another one on it. It's very hard. How about this? I could tell you, but then I'd have to kill you. This one translates a secret squadron from the deep in the night. Don't ask any questions. And you can see it's so interesting how they developed this patch. Look at where the spooks are and then look at where they're located at. Don't ask. How about this one? Sex is also very, as you can see. The number 5 has a very 5, 7. Now you look at that. Don't tell me magic has not ruled the world. Just look at that. Now this one really gets me. So its representation of the United States as the dragon rules the world, has it in its grasp, but look at the jewel or whatever that is in its tail at the bottom. And it's green. I mean, Just this, and it's got the United States prominently shown. Wow. How about this one? I mean, you don't get the warms and fuzzies. That's just what I'm saying. Yeah, how do you like death? Oh, hello, death. How you doing? Let's put you on there. The cutting edge. So over on the left, I swear that looks to me to be an atom with the chevron in the middle. The other side looks to be the dragon with the sword in between. How about this one? Protecting the satellite operations. Now, decipher this one. Worth the wait. We have a, I don't know, is that Polaris? What is that up there underneath there? And then we've got 13 stars again. I don't know. Some of them are just very interesting to try to decipher. This one here is an interesting one. Assessing the future. Again, look at the mythology. And this has got paganism, witchcraft. I don't know. I mean, you can go as far back as you want. They obviously have a great sense of humor. The Red Planet Gladiators. As again, you got to love some of this. This is flat funny. Now this one, I don't get the warm and fuzzies. We are watching you. Okay. The Zuma engine, right? We heard about the Zuma project, the Falcon 9 engine, right? Well, I find that the Falcon 9 engine is ready under the whole title known as Dragon. And then we got the 4-leaf clover for luck, right? But come on. This cannot be by coincidence. And you can see that the rocket over there on the left, what has it got in front of it? 5 bright stars. Look at this. Again, the chevron. This one is really strange. An octopus that apparently has captured a human. Now, why? This is a strange patch. This one is even more disturbing. I mean, you want to go back to the Egyptian pantheon of gods? Isn't that Horus? Who can help decipher the symbol there on the right, upper right? Check that one out. How about this one? We're all mad and you know it. Alice in Wonderland is everywhere. The owl is always watching. This is the 693 Division Intelligence Support Squadron. SpaceX again. The Galileo mission. Justice from above. Again, this one bothered me because, you know, this is always at Vandenberg, but the reptilian is now replaced the human, right? Fighting the dragon. And the dragon is everywhere. The eyes, This one has always disturbed me. Alone and unafraid. Y'all give me your impression of this one. Going back as far as Apollo, you can see the symbolism. It's everywhere. Sometimes very mundane. Other times very dark. Death wears bunny slippers. This is the nuclear missile combat crew. So what it's depicting about the guys down in the silos, right? I guess it gets kind of boring down there. Maybe your feet do get cold. I mean, the CIA is not afraid to bring in Mad Magazine. Got a sense of humor. How about this one? The Dragon. Everywhere. A lifetime of silence behind the green door. Again, look where they're at. Right there in Groom Lake. Now, this one I found particularly interesting. I mean, I'm not quite sure what to make of it. Again, the Dark Knight fighting the dragon. So, remember what we were dealing with at the S4 facility about the looking glass device? Now, I don't know which possible future that they looked into, but the Nemesis rocket engine. How about this one? We own the night. Now, what I found very interesting on this was the owl above there, obviously having a lightning bolt in its talons, excuse me, but look at the Earth. So I immediately got the web, and very difficult to see what's coming out, but that looks to me to be a snake, a serpent. Hard to say. How about this one? No country too sovereign. I mean, the sensor hunter. How about this one? We own the night, the National Reconnaissance Office. Again, the serpent. The Pegasus. This is the Atlas V engine. How about this one? Nothing is beyond our reach. The octopus, very interesting creature to be using in insignias. You don't think that the reptilians are here? All right, so this is the Orion, the exploration fleet. Look at the ship. We got to stop on this one. We've got the chevron, right? We have our numbers, right? Look at the ship. Where have we seen that before? Just showing you how deep this goes. Again, the Falcon 9, the Dragon, the Chevron, the Dragon, even other countries. In this one, it means the devil you know, as in the phrase, better the devil you know than the devil you don't know. I'm telling you, folks, it's all right there. By the way, here's the PSYOPs operations for the U.S. Army. There's their insignia. Look at this one. Yeah. The Russians and the United States. Look at this. The dragon again. Triangulum. And of course, this one is, taste like chicken. So I hope you can see that what I wanted to present to you here is that they have made disclosure. It's just that we haven't understood the language or how to read it. But I think we are now. Let me know your comments. Let me know, do you think they have made disclosure?